Hello everybody, I'm Packs&Chats and welcome to another pack opening today. I've got a pack I'm very excited to open. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Collector Booster. Okay, so this is my first time opening a pack of collector boosters. Personally, again, I've gone in pretty blind. I know obviously that Avatar with the race foil is very desirable, and I know I mentioned the Battle Ink poses. They're the only cards I'm aware of that are highly desirable. I'm not interested in the show scene cards as much. There's some that look quite cool, but they're not my favourite from what I've seen. Anyway, let's get into it. So pack one. I will say that these feel crisper, these packs. This is my first time opening collector boosters, so that's maybe why. But let's go. So, alloys. I know that they're a bit of a mechanic in this set as well, and that you can build a lot around them, so it's a token. Okay, so we have the Earth King. Now, because this is one of my slower form videos, I will say I want to comment on the art, and I know that there's a lot of grey art on this set, so I do want to spend time with them as I go, but legendary creature, the Earth King. When the Earth King enters, create a 4/4 green bear creature token. Yeah, of course. Whenever one or more creatures you control with power 4 or greater attack, search your library for up to that many basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. That's a great effect. It's quite a good ram card. 4 mana. There you go, there's a scene card, Sunbaked Canyon. Pay 1 life, red or white. Sacrifice this land, draw a card. Huh. That seems like a quite decent land to get. Just to check, that is a mythic. Okay, that might be quite a good land to get. Monk Gyatso. Whenever another creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, you may airbend that creature. Now I know about the different mechanics, airbending obviously. I can then cast it for 2 mana, and it lets me get re-entry effects. Azula, Ruthless Firebender, great. Okay, it's a mythic, Firebending 1. When Azula attacks, you may discard a card. Then, you get an experience counter for each player who discarded a card this turn. For 3 mana, until the end of the turn, Azula gets +1/+1 for each experience counter you have and gains Menace. Very cool. The Earth King again. That's the same effect with a different art. So I had the full art before. The Earth King is a rare. And here is the plains. That's beautiful. I really like that. Flying over what looks like Ba Sing Se. Yes, it is Ba Sing Se. There's the wall. I have seen the wall with its crazy toughness. That's something I'm interested in. Moku, Meandering Drummer. Now, if that's the Secret Tunnel episode, I think it's one of the characters there. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1 mana. If you do, Moku gets +2/+1, and creatures you control gain haste until the end of the turn. Okay. That seems quite strong. 1 mana for everything getting haste and buffing that card for 2 mana. Seems decent. Trample. This creature can deal excess combat. Oh, yes. So it's a trample 5/2 for 4 mana. A lizard rhino. That's really cool art. Yeah. So today I was at a pre-release at a LGS, and they had to cancel it because it was raining so hard in the UK, the roof nearly came down. So I managed to get this box and one of the pre-release boxes, but I didn't get to play. When this creature enters, draw a card. Kindly customer. Now that's the sort of love interest of Zuko at one point. I've seen that girl in here quite... Well, I'm not going to do my RO voice. I've seen that girl in here quite a lot. Seems to me she has quite a little crush on you. Cruel Administrator. Creature, human soldier. Raid. This creature enters with a 1/1 counter on it if you attack this turn. Whenever this creature attacks, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with Firebending 1. That seems quite good. You're one mistake away from dying where you stand. Maybe... can't remember that character. Shared Roots. Oh, I think I've seen this. Isn't this like a better version of Thingy Growth? Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle for 2 mana. Sorcery Lesson. Fine Nation Engineer. Remember, these guys have been quite funny in the episodes. Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, put a 1/1 counter on another target creature or vehicle you control. A lonely worker can find trouble making friends on an airship so massive. Pillar Launch. That's cool. It's an instant and it's a common. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains reach until the end of the turn. Untap it. That's not bad actually for 1 mana. I like that. Pirate Peddlers. Death Touch. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put 1/1 counter on this creature. And finally, Avatar Enthusiast. I remember being a kid and finding him the funniest thing I've ever seen. The way he frothed at the mouth and how excited he got. When another ally you control enters, put 1/1 counter on this creature. Very cool. So I'd say from this, the Shed Roots was quite cool. I also quite liked Crawl Administrator for the firebending. I also thought that the Azula was nice. And I think the land's quite cool too. But the full art Earth King's probably my favourite. Very nice. I'm going to be a bit more careful with these when putting them aside. Pack 2. See, I rushed a little bit with the play boosters, but I really don't want to rush with these. Food, nice. So, for context, as a green-black food enthusiast in my commander, I love a great food token, so I'm definitely going to include that. I did see some cabbage spoilers, I will admit, so I do hope I see the cabbage man today. My cabbages. So, food. Fire Nation Drill. Okay, and that's, I think, sort of like scientific journal variant art. Personally, I do really want Ko, the Face Stealer. I really love the effect. That's another one that I've seen. As I said, it's harder to avoid the cards, but yeah, that's really cool. Rare and full art, the Fire Nation Drill. It's sort of a counter permanent to your opponent control, lose hexproof and indestructible at the end of turn for 1 mana. There is the scene from the episode Suki of the Kyoshi Warriors. Legendary creature. Search your library for a legendary card, reveal that card, and put it in your hand, then shuffle. Suki Sure Showed Saga. Toph, the first metal bender. I'm quite a fan of this art, it's quite cool. Toph normally is a bit more rugged and they've made her more ladylike here. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. So it is Toph. Very nice. Master's Guidance. Enchantment. Whenever you attack with 2 or more legendary creatures, put 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target attacking creatures. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with powerful or greater, draw a card. I know that that's quite good with the Earthbend because obviously you can make them all put 4 tokens on them quickly. Diligent Zookeeper. Now, this is a card I did see, and again, I don't know the effect, but I don't remember him from the show. I don't remember a zoo, maybe when they're in Bossing Say looking for Toph. Each non-human creature you control gets 1/1 for each of its creature types to a maximum of 10. Okay. There's the land, plains. So I think that's the second plains art. We had Bossing Say, and now, yeah, we've got Momo on top of these stone circles. Dali Agents. And that is a scene art, if I recall. It looks like one of them. When this creature enters, Earthbend 1, then Earthbend 1. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures controlled with X 1/1 counters on them. Now that's strong. Okay, it is 5 mana, so that might be why. But I think the fact that you can do it twice, so you can turn 2 of your lands into 1/1 attacking, or put 2 1/1 counters onto the same land. Mechanical Glider, artifact equipment. When it enters, attach it to a target creature you control. Equipped creature gains flying. Equip for 2 mana. Oh, that's not bad for 1 mana. I quite like that. It's very simple. Explosive Shot. That's very cool. I think that is one of the members of the band, maybe in the first season. The Freedom Fighters. Explosive Shot deals 4 damage to target creature. You're not to blow the dam until I give the signal. Jet, that's it. So he's one of Jet's men. Guru Pathic. Human Monk Ally. When Guru Pathic enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a lesson, saga, or shrine from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Whenever you cast a lesson, saga, or shrine spell, put 1/1 counter on another target creature you control. Interesting. Honest work. Embossing Say. Working in the tea house. Enchant creature an opponent controls. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature, remove all counters from it. Enchanted creature lose all abilities and is a citizen with base power and toughness 1/1. Tap, add 1 mana, named Humble Merchant. Okay. Fatal Fissure. Oh, very cool. Instant. Choose target creature. When that creature dies this turn, you earthbend 4. Wow, that's a hype. Earthbending cost. When that creature dies this turn. Okay, so you can put it on the stack in combat. I was going to say, that seems weak. Interesting. And for 2 mana. Not bad at all. Pretending Poxbearers. White-black. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Yeah, when everyone's pretending to be ill. Earth Village Ruffians. When this creature dies, earthbend 2. It's a 3/1 for 3 mana. And Rebellious Captives. Cool. And that's when they fight back against the Fire Nation, all those in captive Earthbenders. Exhaust for 6 mana. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature, then Earthbend 2. Okay. So for 6 mana, put 2 1/1 counters on this creature and Earthbend 2. Seems okay. And pack 3. So I've just double checked and counted. There's 12 packs in the collector booster. Oh, I've opened that poorly. Let's try that again. Sometimes the pack openings don't go the way you want them to, but that's okay. Let's flip it. Okay. Oh, we got an art series. Let's see here. That's a really nice use of blue and red lighting there. Great perspective too. I really like the perspective on that. So it's nice to see the art series. Okay. Oh, yes. Go the Face Stealer. Now, I will say, this is the only card I was chasing for, a mythic, because I saw the effect, and it's actually one of my favourites. So in the show, as a kid, I really loved the different mythical beasts. So I like the giant owl in the library as well, and the giant serpent in the lake. I just think that's great. And this is the field art, the scientific journal art. Oh, I'm so happy. that was my chase, and I've got it in pack 3, so I'm already happy. When Co enters, was it cow? No, it's like Co. I can't quite remember. Correct me if I'm getting it wrong. When he enters, exile up to 1 of the target creature. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may exile it. Yeah, but pay 1 life. Choose a creature card exiled with Co. Co has all activated and triggered abilities of the last chosen card. I'm going to build a commander around this. That was the plan, and I pulled it. Exciting. Humble Defector, the Fire Nation Defector, from I think it's season 1, where Ang goes to learn Firebending. Draw 2 cards. Target creature gains control of this creature. Activate only during your turn. Huh. Interesting. Tale of Momo. Oh, this was the saddest, one of the saddest episodes when he's trying to find Oppa. This spell costs 2 less to cast if a creature left the battlefield under your control this turn. Okay. Search the library and or graveyard for an ally creature card, reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search the library this way, shuffle. Not bad. So for 1 mana, search your library and or graveyard for an ally creature card. Okay, that feels strong. If you time that properly, that's 1 mana for a search of an ally creature card. If you're doing an ally deck, that seems like a staple. Fire Nation Archer's creature, human archer, with a reach. This creature deals 2 damage to each opponent. Create a 2/2 red soldier creature token. It's a token generation for 4 mana. Oh, yes, when they're hunting Ang in the grass. And he gets freed, I believe, by the blue spirit, Zuko. Pei Fong's bounty hunters. Humiliated by Toph when she learns the metal bend. Funny duo. Whenever a non-land creature you control dies, Earthbend X, where X is that creature's power. Ooh, that's fun. Or a black-green, 4 mana, whenever a non-land creature you control dies, Earthbend. That seems like a fun Earthbending card. There we go, our first mountain. So I'm just going to bring that art up, because the foil is making it hard to showcase it. Maybe bring it over this way. No better. Anyway, that's a very nice mountain card. Very cool. Moving on. Founding of Amashu. As this enters, okay. Create 2 1/1 white ally creature tokens. You may discard a card, draw a card. Creatures you control get +1 until the end of the turn. Not bad. Toucan Puffin. That's another thing I love about Avatar, the weird mixing of different creatures. Flying when this creature enters, target creature you control gets +2 until the end of the turn. Okay, seems pricey for 3 mana. Frog squirrels. Now, in my food deck, I have lots of frogs and lots of squirrels. This is a melding of 2. Reach for 2/2 for 2 mana. I suppose, uniquely, if the frog squirrel could trigger some entrance effects, might be okay. Earthbend 2 when you do. So this is Earth Rumble. That's a great art. I love that. After Toph wins the tournament, Earthbend 2 when you do, up to 1 target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. Okay, so it's a fight card for 4 mana and an Earthbend 2 as well. Fire Nation Warship. Now, artifacts. I will say, I used another comment on the world building and the designing with Avatar. When you watched it, you always felt like there a lot of thought had gone into the design of how things work. Now, these Fire Nation warships are always so intimidating because the front would drop for, obviously, it's a very built for purpose for invading, which is really interesting. The front just drops and allows the soldiers to onto the beach or the shore. When this vehicle dies, create a clue token. Crew 2. Reach 4/4, 3 mana. Okay. Airbender's Reversal. Now, I've seen this card. It's an interesting... I don't know why Ang looks so almost like extra cartoonish, 3D cartoonish, but it's a decently cool card. Choose 1. Destroy target attacking creature. Airbend target creature you control. Cool. Now, that's a good card, actually. It's an instant, it's a lesson. I really like the Airbend effect. When it's exiled, the owner may cast it with 2 rather than its mana cost. Very cool. For re-entrance effects, destroy target attacking creature. So you have the option. For 2 mana, that seems strong. Sunbender's Storm. Very cool. Choose 1. Destroy creature with power 4 or greater. Earthbend 3. 4 mana. Octopus Form. Yeah. That's very cool. I really liked Katara's squid tentacle things that attacked target creature. Well, octopus form, should I say. Target creature. Was that in the form? Is that one of the forms that she learns? The water whip. Is it sort of an advanced version of that? I'm not sure. Target creature control gets +1/1 against hexproof until the end of the turn. Untap it. For 1 mana, target creature control gets 1/1 and gains hexproof until the end of the turn and untap it. That seems strong for 1 mana. Finally, Boomy Bash. Boomy, the jacked older gentleman. I have a friend whose favourite archetype of character is ripped, jacked old dudes. In fact, is that Momo? Yes, there's Momo. Choose 1. Boomy Bash deals damage equal to the number of lands you control to target creature. That's good, because it's any number of lands. Destroy target land, creature, or non-basic land. Okay, so that's a little bit of a counter to the earthbending. Well, to deal with them. Very happy with my cow. I'll just keep going with cow. But one of those funky ink arts would be cool too. because normally, if they're advertised at the back on that, I believe they're expensive. That's a great copy. Yeah. There is no war outside of Ba Sing Se. I can't remember what it is. I'm sure Jet's brainwashing, which I think is probably a card. We'll see. Have the quote. There is nothing going on out of Ba Sing Se. There is no war beyond Ba Sing Se. Anyway, was it Ju Lee? Where they're all clones of one another, being brainwashed. Hey, that's a cool card. That's a secret tunnel. And then famously, undied. This land can't be blocked. This land can't be blocked, so if it's earthbended, it can't be blocked. That seems incredibly strong. Tap, add 1 generic mana. For 4 mana, 2 target creatures you control that share a creature type can't be blocked this turn. That seems very strong for earthbending. 2 target creatures you control that share a creature type can't be blocked this turn. So if you're earthbending, this seems like a staple. Very cool. Nice. Secret tunnel. Zuko, redeemed. Okay. Hi, Zuko here. Create a 1/1 green and white elf warrior creature token. So this is Reese the Redeemed skin. For each creature, oh yes, so the skins, I always forget that. For each creature token you control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Badgermole Curb. That is so cute, and it's the field one as well. Badgermole. Hey, is it not foil? Oh, it's not foil. It's a mythic though. When this creature enters Earthbend 1, whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an... What? Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green mana. Okay. That seems broken. That's probably why it's a mythic. Badgermole Cub, with your scientific art, I'm thinking you might be cracked. Bison Whistle. There we go. We're shiny again. For 1 mana, look at the top card of your library. If it's a Bison card, you may put it onto the battlefield. If it's a creature card, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. Otherwise, you may put it in your graveyard. That's also seems like a very good card. Maybe for like resurrection decks. If you had black-green, the option to put it in your hand or enter it into the graveyard's nice for 1 mana every turn. I don't know, obviously in the Bison decks, where you've got the airbending, because I know Oppa's probably a really great commander from what I've seen with his airbending. And if it's a creature card, you can reveal it and just put it in your hand. So for 1 mana, it's draw a card. That seems very strong. Cool. Whoa. Is it UA or UA? The Moon Spirit. Soccer's Love. Flying and Vigilance 3/3 for 4 mana. Waterbend 5. You may cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its water cost. Okay. So I know how waterbending works. You can tap your non-land permanents, artifacts and creatures, yes, specifically. But is that every turn? For 5 mana, you can cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its mana? I'm guessing that's the case. Every turn, you can just, 5 mana tap. Well, Waterbend 5 tap. Flying and Vigilance is strong too. That seems like a strong card. Very cool. Whoa, this is actually one I saw and really wanted. So I like the ones where the lands are... Oh, okay. There's a little bit of white scuff. That's annoying. Right there. Anyway, it's Hopper flying over the giant grand tree in the swamp episode. Very cool in the moonlit sky. That's very swamp if you ask me. Awesome. Inspiring Call. Sozin's Comet is arriving. Our destinies are upon us. Draw a card for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it. Wow. Seems very strong. 3 mana makes it... That's what you'd expect, 3 mana at least. Draw a card for each creature with a 1/1 counter on it, I suppose, unless you had unlimited hand size. That could actually be an issue, but that's a very strong draw card. Those creatures gain indestructible to the end of the turn as well, and it's an instant. So I can put it on the stack. Okay, that seems so strong for an uncommon. Maybe I'm just dumb. Unagi spray. That's great. There we go. Another giant monster. Instant. Target creature gets -4, -0 to the end of the turn. If you control a fish, octopus, otter, seal, serpent, or whale, draw a card. Not bad. Explore. You may play an additional land this turn and draw a card for 2 mana. That's not bad. In theory, if you time it correctly, it would cost 1 mana because you're able to play an extra land. So for 1 mana, play an additional land and draw a card. That seems good to me as well. Again, that's an uncommon. Oh, sorry, it's a common. I get my uncommons and commons. Zuko, Exile Prince, great, nice. Nice Zuko card. I don't think we've got a Zuko yet. Firebending 3. When this creature attacks, add 3 mana to the end of the combat. So on the stack, it's very dangerous. Exile the top. Now, this is one thing that I was reminded is you use that mana for those manas. So activated effects. Exile the top card of your library. You can play that card this turn. Very strong. I want the avatar. I want my honor. My throne. Let's have some tea. I don't actually remember how to pronounce this. Hey bye. eBay. I'd say hey bye. Spirit of Balance. Legendary creature, better spirit. Now, let's flip it. Flip it and reverse it. And there's the monstrous form. That's so cool. Just reflected in the lake. Whenever High Bay enters the or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. Now, if you do, put 2 1/1 counters on High Bay. When High Bay leaves the battlefield, put its counters on target creature you control. Now, that with airbending seems like it'd be quite strong. So, when it enters, you can sacrifice another creature or artifact. Well, okay, that does cap how often you could spam it. And then put 2 1/1 counters on High Bay. Then airbend it. Play it for 2 more mana. And trigger the effect again. And then put the tokens onto something else. 1/1 counters, 1/1 counters. Okay, that seems quite good. Serpent of the Past. There we go. Serpent of the Past. No, that's not. Is that the serpent that Angroids? I can't remember. If there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard, you may cast this spell as though it had flash. So, if you're running a lesson deck, that's quite easy. 7 mana though. This spell costs 1 less to see. Oh, the deck's game, but the card's been balanced out. As I read it, this spell costs 1 less to cast for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard. Wow. So for each non-creature, non-land cards, for every enchantment or artifact, it costs 1 less, and it's a 6/5 with flash if you've got 3 lands. That can be very good if you pulled that mid-game. You play it for absolutely nothing. First time flyer. Don't recognise the character, actually. Oh no, I do. Are they the ones that were building the gliders in the mountains in the other air temple? Potentially. Ang offered ancient air nomad wisdom to the newest generation of glider riders. Keep your mouth closed so you don't swallow any bugs. Flying, this creature gets 1/1 as long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard. Messenger Hawk. Now, that is, again, the Fire Nation had a very cool bird communication. Flying, when this creature enters, create a clue token. This creature gets +2/+0 as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. This creature, okay. Hawkeye, welcome to Team Avatar Soccer. Yeah, clue token generation is quite useful when you're doing waterbending. Creature, boar, elk, bird, ox, bear. Curious farm animals. There was a card earlier, wasn't there, that said for each creature type it gets +1/+1. That green, was it the green zoo card? So it'd be very good for this. This would be a 5/5 with that zoo card. 2 mana, sacrifice this creature, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Earth Kingdom cuisine offers a stunning array of unique meats like chicken pork, deer pork, beef pork. Cool. We've got another art. The iceberg. Very cool. I like that art. Toph. Hard-headed teacher. Okay, so this is one of the Toph variants. When Toph enters, you may discard a card, and if you do, return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1. If the spell is a lesson, put an additional 1/1 counter on that land. That seems like a great for the firebending as well as the lessons. Judy, that's it. Not Julie, Judy. Public Servant foil. Again, so this is Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. Legendary creature, human rogue. You can have Judy enter as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Judy's other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control partner. That seems good. That seems very good. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. Are you a good card, a common commander? So the legend rule doesn't apply anymore. Very strong effect. And you can have a copy of another creature control, so you can copy another legendary creature. Partner as well. Ooh, that looks like one of the... Yeah, this is one of the scene cards. Instant, the last Acne Kai. Instant. Target creature control fights target creature an opponent controls. If the creature the opponent controls has dealt excess damage this way, add that much mountain mana until end of turn. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases, and that seems really strong. So if I had some big beat stick, like an 8 something, I can hit your 2/2. I'd gain 6 mana and I'd keep it. I could put that on the stack. Wow. That seems very strong. Nyla. Shershu Sleuth. Shershu Sleuth? I'm going to guess Shershu. Legendary creature. Ah, yes, it's the mole beast that can see the scents and the lines. Such a cool mythical animal. Who is that there? Yes, it's that person that rides the mole beast. I can't remember the name. When Nyla enters, exile up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard. If you do, you lose X life and create X clue tokens, where X is that card's mana value. Okay, so that's massive token generation. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no clues, return target exiled with Nyla to its owner's hand. Okay. Avatar Destiny. Very cool. Why couldn't you be the very expensive raised foil avatar though? I was very excited for a second. Enchant creature control. Enchanted creature gets +1/1 for each creature in the graveyard and is an avatar in addition to other types. When enchanted creature dies, mill cards equal to its power. Return this card to its owner's hand and up to 1 creature card milled this way to the battlefield under your control. Okay. Hey, I think we've actually... So we've had 2 plains. We've had 1 swamp. We have had a mountain, so we've got 1 of each. Very cool. And there's the thingy turtle. I can't remember. Sorry, the sea turtle, lion turtle. The lion turtle. Very cool. Awesome. That's 1 of each now. Iroh, firebending instructor. Nice. So this is one of the Iroh variants. Whenever Iroh attacks, attacking creature gets 1/1 until the end of the turn. Okay. Oh, attacking creature. Sorry. Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame. It's true. Wise words from a wise man. Inspired Insurgent. Human peasant ally. Sacrifice this creature. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay, 2/2, 2 mana. Dire Sight. Okay, sometimes the art just slaps. In Magic, always, there's just cards in the set that make you go, oh, that's cold. Now that is a cold card, if you ask me. So Veil 2, then draw 2 cards. You lose 2 life. Okay. Not bad. Jet's brainwashing. There he is, Jet. Come on. It doesn't say there is no... I wanted the reminder. There is no war outside of Ba Sing Se. Kicker 3. You can pay an additional 3 as you cast this spell. Oh yeah, I just explained kicker. Sorry for anyone who already knew what kicker was. Target creature can't block this turn. If the spell was kicked, gain control of that creature until the end of turn. Untap it and it gains haste until the end of turn. Create a clue token. Okay. Invasion reinforcements. There's the Swamp Guy, and I can't quite remember who she is. Many of those who aided in the invasion of the Fire Nation were not soldiers by occupation, though they were warriors at heart. Flash, when this creature enters, create a 1/1 ally or creature token. Some token generation. Invasion, Submersible. By the way, that is 2 mana, so I might actually, if you were doing waterbending, that's quite good. And it's Flash as well. Artifact Vehicle. When this vehicle enters, return up to one of the target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay. Exhaust, Waterbend 3. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put 3 1/1 counters on it. Not bad. Compassionate Healer. Okay. Oh, I don't recognise these characters. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you gain 1 life and scree 1. Look at the top card, yes. So when this creature becomes tapped, you gain a life and scree. Not bad. I might want to do that with something like charge counters, maybe in a white deck. This land enters tapped. Add Swamp. Blue-black. Sacrifice this land, draw a card. The Serpent's Pass. So is this Ying Earth Kingdom refugee. Serpent's Pass. The only truly desperate take the deadly route. Ah, yes. And finally, Fire Nation Cadets. This creature has 5 ending 2 as long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard. This creature gets +1/+0 until the end of the turn. Awesome. I will say these do seem like tougher packs. There's definitely a different quality feel to the packs with the collector boosters. It's just to tell you that you've spent a lot of money on them. Ally, token creature. Great. South Pole Voyager. When this creature or another ally you control enters, you gain 1 life. If this is the second time this ability is resolved, draw a card. Not bad. It's a nice draw in a white deck. Okay, so this is Blood Chief Ascension. I can't remember that card. Bloodbender's Rise. Now I will say this is probably one of my favourite episodes with bloodbending. Now I'm a true Avatar fan. This is no shade to be thrown at people who started liking Avatar in their 18 plus when it came out on Netflix. I was watching Avatar when I was a wee bop, so I loved this episode when I first watched it. So it's a swamp 1 mana, Blood Chief Ascension, but it's Bloodbender's Rise, enchantment. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 2 or more life this turn, you may put a quest counter on this enchantment. So pretty easy to trigger, and it's a low commitment cost. So let's see what it does. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, if this enchantment has 3 or more in it, you can have that player lose 2 life. If you do, you gain 2 life. Oh. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, if this enchantment has 3 or more quest counters on it, that's pretty easily done. That's a nasty burn card. Okay. Realm of Ko. This land enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Okay. Tap. Add swamp. Okay. For 4 mana, create a 1/1 colourless spirit creature token. With this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. And delve deep into the spiraling depths in search of where Ko called home. Crystalline Armour. When they're in the gem having the fight under Ba Sing Se's secret tombs where Upper was being kept? I can't remember. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets 1/1 for each land you control and has trample. Ooh. That seems quite strong late game. Earth King's Lieutenant. That's great art. Very expressive face. Trample. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on each other ally creature you control. When another ally you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Okay, so for an ally deck, that seems very strong, especially 2 mana. Maybe I hadn't got all of the lands. I forgot about Islands Blue. Wow, it's a lovely blue colour. Cracked Earth Technique. Why is there just a... Why does Toph look like she's tiny? Why she looks so small? Like 3 feet tall, sort of tall. Anyway, Earthbend 3, then Earthbend 3. Wow, okay, so that's strong, I suppose. It is 5 mana, but it is a lesson. You gain 3 life. Okay. Sliding Otter Penguin. Again, another very cute. I like that they're just sticking two animals together. It's a tried and true technique. Owlbears, for example. Just get one animal, stick it with another. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. for 3 mana. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Okay. Deny entry. Yes. Counter target creature spell. Draw a card and then discard a card. It's interesting. Her judgment was swift and final and rather rude. Longfeng, Grand Secretariat. Is that right? Secretariat? Oh, I'm going to say Secretariat. Tariat. Secretariat. Anyway, I've butchered it. Doesn't matter. Moving on. Legendary creature. Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, so that would be triggered, by the way, with the Earthbending, because if it dies in combat, it just comes back as a land. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Okay, that seems quite strong in an Earthbending deck. Water Tribe Rallier. Why can't I recognise these characters? I don't remember them. Because that person was with the Swamp guy. Maybe it's been years since I've watched. Waterbend 5, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 3 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Not bad. Ooh, this is one that I just really wanted because of the artwork. Now, this is one of my favourite scenes when she essentially draws the water out of the, I think it's maybe not a poppy field, but the flower field. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may waterbend 4. Okay. All creatures get -2/-2 until the end of the turn. If this spell's additional cost was paid, whenever a creature dies this turn, you gain 1 life. Ooh, okay. That could be, yeah, against like a token deck. Kyoshi Village. It's just a green-white, enters tapped, and can be sacrificed to draw a card. Merchant of Many Hats. Return this card from your graveyard to your hand for 3 mana. Okay. And then finally, not a Thundering Rebuke, a Rocky Rebuke. Target creature control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls for 2 mana. Okay. Here's pack 6. Now I've got to say, I'm having a lot of fun opening these cards. I think with the play boosters, there's almost a temptation just to skip through when you start seeing the same cards, but I've yet to see any repeats. Hello. Token creature. Hello. 1/1. Hakoda. Selfless commander. I believe that's Sokka and Katara's dad, right? Legendary creature. Human warrior. Ally. 4 mana. Vigilance. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. Nice. You may cast ally spells from the top of your library. Nice if you do an ally deck. Sacrifice Hakoda. Creatures you control get +0/+5 and gain indestructible until the end of turn. Wow. My friend's building where toughness becomes the damage calculation deck. This might be good for that. Cityscape Leveler. So this is an original. Artifact creature, construct, trample. When you cast this spell, and whenever this creature attacks, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token. Unearth, 8 mana. 8/8. I'm guessing Unearth is quite good. Maybe destroys multiple. Momo's Heist. Gain control of target artifact. Untap it. It gains haste at the beginning of your next end step. Sacrifice it. Okay. Boomy. Eclectic Earthbender. When Boomy enters, Earthbend 1. When Boomy attacks, put 2 1/1 counters on each land creature you control. Wow, very strong for an Earthbending deck. You see he's got his giant fist. Ready to whack you. Hey, there is an Ang Swift Savior. I wanted to get an Ang. That's really cool. Flash and flying. When Ang enters, airbend up to 1 other target creature or spell. Waterbend 8, transform it now. Is this the one that's crazy? Got a crazy effect. Yeah, Anganlar, Ocean's Fury. Reach and trample. When Anganlar attack, put a 1/1 counter on each tap creature you control. That's very strong. With the death of the Moon Spirit, the Avatar's tides of vengeance crashed over the Fire Nation fleet. Great. I'm glad I got an Ang. don't know how many different types of hand cards there are. There's that like 5 mana one. That's quite crazy, I think. I don't remember what it does. That Swamp. So I think that's honestly one of my favourite land arts in a long time. I really like the Edge of Eternity's ones, but this is really nice. The Duke, Rebel Sentry. Yes. The Duke enters with a 1/1 counter on him. Remove a counter from the Duke. Put a 1/1 counter on another target creature you control against Hexproof until the end of the turn. Nice. Soccer Sword Trading. Instant Lesson. Create a clue token. Target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Nice. Yeah, he's one of my favourite characters. The Swordmaster. Suko's offense. A nice 1 mana to be casting when you're 5-ending. Suko's offense deals 2 damage to any target. Looks like I underestimated you, Zuko. Nice. Toph, the Blind Bandit. Earthbend 2. Toss power is equal to the number of 1/1 counters on lands you control. Very strong. Very cool. I like the art. Oh, sorry, not very strong, but good in an Earthbending deck. Professor Z, Anthropologist. Oh, I can't remember. Does he get buried? He does. He gets buried, doesn't he? It stays. Continue to read. I'm not leaving. I can't. I spent too long trying to find this place. There's not another collection of knowledge like this on the earth. Yeah. As the sand, that is very, when you think of it, a very macabre artwork. It's the sands filling the room. Discard a card, draw a card. For 1 mana, tap, sacrifice Professor Z. Return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only during your turn. That's quite poignant. Sokka's Haiku. Yes, he tries to be... yes, it's when he's trying to get better at haikus. Keeps losing eventually. Is it in the short stories? I think it is a short story. Counter target spell. Draw a card, then mill 3 cards. I was going to say this better be expensive. Counter target spell. Draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. Oh, Swamp Snare Trap. Poor Hopper. Enchantment Aura. Oh. I think he's okay. I don't think it's as sad as when he gets captured by the Sand Bandits. This spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. Enchanted creature gets -5/-3. Nice. That's quite strong. But it's in a weird spot. It's almost like the -3 would destroy a lot of cards, but then the -5, you almost want to use it on something very strong and make it weak. Okay, 5-ending 2. Exhaust. For 8 mana. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature against trample at the end of the turn. Activate each exhaust ability only once. I can't quite remember where exhaust is, sorry. So I know that's probably better than I realised. Razor Rings. Very cool. Razor Rings deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You gain life equal to the excess damage dealt this way. There's someone in there. He's bending the vine. Soccer. Yeah. Pack 7. This whole video is going to be a nightmare to edit. Ally, nice. Kyoshi Warrior. Boomy, Unleashed. Hey, it's nice to get one of these. Legendary creature. I think this is a type of art, isn't it? One of the alternative arts. Trample when Boomy enters. Earthbend 4. When Boomy deals combat damage to a player and tap all lands you control after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Now, I'm going to go and say that that's quite strong if you're... Well, additional combat phases are always quite strong in Commander. When Boomy deals combat damage to a player, untap all lands you control, and you can do it again. So, yeah, for an Earthbending deck, I'm guessing that's cool. Azula, Flame of Ember Island. Yeah. Legendary creature. Destroy... So this is Diachan, Artful Beauty. Oh, okay. I think I know that one. Destroy target creature of your choice, then destroy target creature of an opponent's choice. Activate only during your turn before attackers are declared. Hey, another scientific art one, or another end, whatever it's called. The Lion Turtle, legendary creature, Elder Cat Turtle, rare. Vigilance and Reach. When the Lion Turtle enters for 3 mana, 3/6 seems strong, and Vigilance Reach, that's not bad. When the lion turtle enters, you gain 3 life. The lion turtle can't attack or block unless there are 3 more lesson cards in your graveyard. That is why it is more balanced. Add 1 mana of any colour. Now, with that blooming cub from earlier, that would be very strong. Choose 3. You may choose the same one more than once. Fiery Confluence deals 1 damage to each creature. Fiery Confluence deals 2 damage to each opponent. Destroy target artifact. That seems good for, well, seems decent for 4 mana. Oh, Great Divide Guide. I've seen this one. Each land and ally you control has add 1 mana of any colour. Now again with the cub. I bet that is Buster-Rooney. Very nice. Great Divide Guide. Each land and ally you control has add 1 mana of any colour. Another blue variant, full art. Again with Oppa flying over. That's at the Water Tribe. Katara, Seeking Revenge. Nice. So it's a blue-black. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may Waterbend too. While paying a Waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts or creatures. When Katara enters, draw a card, then discard a card unless an additional cost was paid. Katara gets 1/1 for each lesson card in your graveyard. Acrobatic Leap. That is a great moment to capture from when Aang gets rescued by the Blue Spirit. Once Aang and the Blue Spirits were under attack, it was unclear which one was rescuing the other. Target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until the end of the turn. Untap it. Target creature gets +1. Okay, for 1 mana, that's not bad. Thriving Isle. This land enters tapped. As it enters, choose a colour other than blue. Add blue or 1 mana of the chosen colour. That seems good. It seems like you've got, well, you can be, yeah, it can be any colour. That seems quite good. That seems like quite strong for a common. It's not bad if you've got a multi-colour deck. Return up to 1 target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand to create a clue token, 2 mana. Fancy Footwork. Another lovely scene captured where they're dancing together. Katara and Aang. Untap 1 or 2 target creatures. They each get +2/+2 until the end of turn. Okay, so that can also be opponents, but why would you do that? Dancing isn't something you think about. It's a form of self-expression that no one can ever take away from you. Yes. Crashing Wave. I really like the water art that's been used in these cards. Like the water art with the Bloodbender lady. There's an additional cost to cast this spell. Waterbend X. Tap up to X target creatures. Then distribute 3 stun counters among tap creatures your opponents control. Nice. Otter Penguin. Another cute penguin thing. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, this creature gets +1/+2 until end of turn and can't be blocked. Ostrich Horse for the common. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards. You may put a land from among them into your hand. If you don't, put 1/1 character on this creature. Cool. And finally, Path to Redemption. Yes, Oro's got a very dark past. You can't always see the light. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel. But if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place. That's with Aang and Iroh when they're going through the secret tunnel. Oh, is it the secret tunnel? It's where the mole things keep burying and they're trapped together. No, it's just before they go into the green gem place. I'm getting my tunnels mixed up. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Sacrifice this aura for 5 mana. Exile enchanted creature. Create a 1/1 ally creature token. Activate only on your turn. Nice. So here we go. Copy from the theatre. See? This land enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Again, it's using that enters tapped unless you've got a basic land and then only taps. But then for 3 mana you can Earthbend 2. Activate as a sorcery. Ba Sing Se. Very cool. Clone Legion. Sorcery. For each creature target player controls, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Wow. I thought that was a reskin. Yeah, but 7, 8, 9 mana. Very expensive. South Pole Voyager. Human Scout Ally. Whenever this creature or another ally you control enters, You gain 1 life. If this is the second time this has happened, draw a card. Oh, we've seen you. Sorry. Monk so we've seen you. Tough. Hard-headed teacher. I'm getting deja vu now. Nice. The other swamp. It is a literal sewer swamp thing going on. Nice. It's when Momo's looking for Oppa. Follows his trail, doesn't he? Momo, rambunctious rascal. Flying. When Momo enters, he deals 4 damage to target tap creature an opponent controls. Where's Momo? A common query among Team Avatar. 3 mana. 1/1 flying. Cathartic Reunion. Ah. That is a lovely scene. Although, Iroh looks a bit different there. I'm sure it's just the artist's interpretation. Still a very lovely scene. To visualize. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard 2 cards, draw 3. Hang's Defense. Target blocking creature control gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Draw a card. It's a 1 mana white. Suki, Kyosho Warrior. Nice. It's good to see some of the Kyosho Warriors. Suki's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Okay, so that's sort of a token. You want lots of creatures summoning. Whenever Suki attacks, create a 1/1 ally creature token that's tapped and attacking. Hoping for another dance lesson. Yeah. Crescent Island Temple. When it enters, for each shrine you control. So this is one of the shrines. I've heard of you. When Crescent Island Temple enters, for each shrine you control, create a 1/1 red monk creature with prowess. Whenever another shrine you control enters, create a 1/1 red monk creature. Okay. Enter the avatar state. Very cool. Until end of turns, this is one of the lessons. Target creature you control becomes an avatar in addition to its other types against flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof for 1 mana. Not bad at all. Beetle-headed merchants. I don't recognise them from the show. Maybe I'm missing something. To these desert-dwelling traders, so obviously it's based in the desert, there is profit to be found every other dune, sand, and in every living thing. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Abandoned attachments. That's good artwork. I like that. I like Aang's eyes lighting up. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Learn to let it go. You cannot let the pure cosmic energy flow in from the universe. Yes. Yay, we got a meme. Sort of a meme. It'll quench you. Lesson. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2 mana. Drink cactus juice. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest. Oh, soccer. I am butchering these packs. I noticed though, the inside's quite foily. Cool. Alright, this is where we get one of the I can just feel it. This is where we get the crazy pulls now. Though I feel like I think maybe one of the lands I bought was that Secret Tunnel. I think that's probably, good lands tend to be quite desirable. And I loved the Kyle, so I'm happy with that. Ally. Earth King's Lieutenant, we've seen you. The Monstrous Serpent. The spell can't be countered, so this is Cosmos Serpent. This spell can't be countered at the beginning of each upkeep. Create a 3/3 Serpent creature token. Oh, okay. So it's that card. Sacrifice another Serpent. Choose 1. Tap target permanent. Yeah, I think everyone knows. Coma. Baboon Spirit. Whenever another non-token spirit you control enters, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with this creature can't be blocked or blocked by non-spirit creatures. For 4 mana, exile another target creature control. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of its next end step. Okay. Smellaby, Rebel Fighter. First strike. Other creatures you control have haste. Whenever the Smellaby attacks, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of attacking creatures. As long as I'm confident with who I am, it doesn't matter what other people think. True words there. Yay. Nice. The Unagi of Kyoshi Island. Another one of those kind of mythical creatures. Flash, Ward, Waterbend 4. Okay, that seems like a good a good ward requirement. Hard to do. You'd have to tap a lot of your creatures. And it's flash as well. So you've done in combat on the stack or in response to something. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw 2 cards. Ooh. Unagi of Kyoshi Island, you seem like a strong card. You seem like a fun commander. A really nice forest. That looks like one of the air temples, or is it not? I'm not sure. Yes, it looks like the air temples. Hug Monkey Rampage. Choose target creature control and target creature an opponent controls. Put a 1/1 counter on the creature you control if it has power 4 or greater. Then those creatures fight each other. Freedom Fighter Recruit. Nice. Freedom Fighter recruits powers equals the number of creatures you control. Dramatic Reversal. That's tough. That's a really great art. Untap all non-land permanents you control. I'll beat you before and I'll do it again. Instant. Untap all non-land permanents you control. Well. Dragonfly Swarm. Flying with Ward 1. This creature's power is equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your grave. When this creature dies, if there's a lesson in your graveyard, draw a card. Seems strong. Flopsy, Boomy's buddy. Ah, Flopsy. Yes, that's a good boy. Yes, that's a good boy. Yes, who's got a soft belly? When Flopsy enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Okay. Combustion Technique. It deals damage equal to 2 plus the number of lesson cards in your graveyard to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Soccer, watch out. It's Sparky Boom Man. Yeah. See, you got a laugh out of me. Literally 20 years later. Target creature gets +3/+1 until the end of the turn. Create a clue token for 2 mana. Again, these all seem like nice low mana requirement reds that you would run with 5 ending. Okay, add. If you control a creature powerful greater, add 2. Okay, this seems like a really great ramp card again with that badger mole, the cub, and Dali Indoctrination. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Well, you've been infiltrated by the Fire Nation. Anyway, choose one. Target opponent reveals their hands. You choose a non-land permanent from it. That player discards that card. Yeah, we love a force discard and look at your hand effect. Earthbend 2. Okay, very nice. Okay, here's our penultimate pack. I've messed the opening up just a little bit. Let's see if we can free it from its cage. Okay, with a nice ally token. The Realm of Ko. Imprisoned in the Moon. Do you know, one thing that a lot of people were critical of, I think, was the fidelity of these scene cards. It's better than I thought. But I do get the criticism. But yeah, it seems better than I thought. The quality. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature, land, or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent is a colourless land with tap, add mana, and lose all other card types and abilities. Okay. Earthbending Ascension. That looks like another scene card. Cool. When this enchantment enters, Earthbend 2. Then search your library for a basic land card. Then put it on the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. When you do, if it has 4 or more quest counters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control against trample to the end of the turn. So first of all, you might even just run that in a normal green deck, not even for the Earthbend 2. But then again, for 3 mana, Earthbend 2, you've got a 2/2 land creature. You can then get a basic land card, play it, and then when you play lands, you're generating 1/1 counters as well as trample. That seems very strong, just like the Agni Kai, so maybe they are designed to be kind of crazy. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with a counter on them deal combat damage to a player, put target creature or vehicle card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Okay. Secret of Bloodbending. Yes, from the flashback. Very scary. Oh dear. Look at the red eyes of the rats. Very cool. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may waterbend 10. You can control target opponent during the next combat phase. If this spell's additional cost was paid, you control that player during their next turn instead. Okay, you control target opponent during their next combat phase. If this spell's additional cost was paid, you control that player during their next turn instead. Exile Secret of Bloodbending after you cast it. So, for 4 mana, that seems very good. I like that as in fun, it's a fun mechanic. So during their combat phase, you can control what's attacks. Oh, very cool. Fanatic Confrontation. Target creature you control gets X plus 0 against first strike and tramples at the end of the turn. Enemies and traitors all working together. Enemies and traitors all working together. Yes. Yes. Fire Nation Soldier. A bit generic, but fair enough. Haste. This creature can attack, and as soon as... Oh, okay. It's a 3/2 for 3 mana with haste. Not bad. Frantic Search. Oh, Momo again, looking for upper. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and tap up to 3 lands. Wow. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and tap up to 3 lands. Not bad. White Lotus Reinforcements. Vigilance. Other allies get 1/1. Yeah. Cool. Team Avatar. Despite Soccer's best efforts, neither Boomerang Squad nor Fearsome Foursome caught on. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets XX until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. It's in that sort of like swarm deck. Waterbending Scroll. For 6 mana, tap, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less for each island you control. Oh, that seems great late game. Glider Kids. Flying when this creature enters. Scree 1. Rabaroo Troop. Landfall. When a land you control enters, this creature gains flying until the end of the turn and you gain 1 life. Plane Cycling 2. That seems good. Now we're moving on to our final pack. Ally Token. Hey, okay. Zuko Conflicted. I think this is another scene at the beginning of your first main phase. Choose one that hasn't been chosen. You lose 2 life. Draw a card. Put a 1/1 counter on Zuko. Add Zuko. Add 1 mana. Exile Zuko. Then return it to the battlefield under an opponent's control. Okay. Brought back. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your grave that are put there from the battlefield this turn. Return them to the battlefield tapped. That's quite strong. I like that. Ty Lee, Chi Blocker. Ty Lee's was always one of my favourites growing up. She was a great card. I love reminded me of what's the Naruto? Neji? Just reminded me of Neji. 3 billion palms. Okay, Flash and Prowess for 3 mana. When Tylee enters, tap up to 1 target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Tylee. That's cool. Overwhelming Victory. Another very funny scene from the beach episode where they're all on the island together and she scares some people. Overwhelming Victory deals 5 damage to target creature. Each creature you control gains trample and gets plus X plus 0 until the end of the turn, where the X is the amount of excess damage dealt this way. Yes, we defeated you for all time. You will never rise from the ashes of your shame and humiliation. You're scaring the dudes. Toph the First Metal Bender. I'm not sure if I've pulled this Toph yet. Non-token artifacts you control the lands in this edition. Yes, I have, but I got that other version at the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Yeah. Nice. A mountain with upper flowing over. Lovely. Eel Hounds. Trample. This creature can deal... Whenever this creature attacks, another target creature control gets +2/+2 and gains trample at the end of the turn. Warship Scout. 2/1, 1 mana. Cloud Shift. I don't remember Anonymous Skull. An ominous skull appearing in the sky. Exile target creature control, then return that creature to the battlefield under your control. Wow. Is that what's it called? Like a blink or a flash. Clouds are made of water and air, so between the two of us, we ought to be able to bend them into any shape we want. Exile target creature you control, then return that creature to the battlefield under your control. Yeah, that seems like, is it called blink? Is it called blinking or flashing? So you can use that for on the stack and protect a card and then just enter it again. Seems strong, if that is the case. Tiger. This creature can't attack or block unless you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Glider Staff, 3 mana. When this equipment enters, airbend up to 1 target creature. A quick creature gets 1/1 and has flying. Master Paku, Prowess. Whenever you cast an whenever Master Paku becomes tapped, target creature mills X cards, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. Okay. Zuko's Exile. It's a lesson. Exile target artifact, creature, or an enchantment. Its controller creates a clue token, and it's a 5 mana. As punishment for his disobedience, Zuko was banished and sent to capture the Avatar. Only then he could return home with his honor. And Kyoshu Warriors. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 ally. And sold out. Exile target creature. If it was dealt damage this turn, create a clue token. Very nice. So, thank you for watching, everyone. I've been Packs&Chats. This has been a lot of fun. I'm very happy with some of the cards that I've pulled. The exciting part now is to kind of see if I actually did pull anything quite substantial or not. We'll have to see. But thank you for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day.